Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. I'm going to cover Orient today, something I really haven't done that in a while. I'm going to be talking about the Mako 3 that was released in the USA not too long ago. I got 4 styles to show you. They are pretty cool, nice color varieties. For my own wrist check, I am still wearing the Zurich Scrambler watch. I'll get a full review on this one going in the not too distant future. And on my other wrist, my Islander Manhasset with the maroon dial looks awesome. 36 millimeter perfection in my opinion. That's it. Let's see the Mako 3. Okay, so I'm going to try to quickly, figure out where this watch fits in the lineage. Orient Ray and Mako Gen 1s were non-hand winding, non-hacking, had an extra button up here. Those were discontinued many moons ago. Gen 2 came out, which is your AA02, 001, Bs, D, etc. Those were Mako and Ray 2s, hand winding, hacking, date, no extra crown. Still in production. A few years ago, something called the Kamasu came out. People originally billed it as the Mako 3, but that name kind of fell away, and the Kamasu name came into being used. But it was not a Mako or Ray case, so it kind of made sense there. I was okay with that. This is one of the second gen Kamasus with the vintage markers. It doesn't really matter. This watch comes out. It looks like a Mako because it's got the 12, 6, and 9. Okay, but it's got sapphire crystal, which the Mako and Ray never had, and it's got more of a Kamasu case. Kind of crazy. So they're calling it Mako 3. I really consider it to be more. It's like a Kamasu. I took our aftermarket bracelets for the Kamasu, BRAC 25 and 26, and fitted them to these watches, and they do fit. So it is more than likely a Kamasu case. So comes in 4 colors. Let's focus, if you will. Whoops, on the blue one. So model numbers are, they also with RA-AA08, which is also something common with all the Kamasus. It's running on Orient's F69 22 movement, so it's their own hand winding, in-house movement, guys, for a great price. Hand winding, hacking, date, roughly 40 hours of power reserve, screw down crown, 200 meters of water resistance, etc. 41.8 millimeters in diameter, 12.8 thick to that flat sapphire, 46.8 on the old lug tip to lug tip, solid screw down case back. Got it. 22 millimeter lug. They include a bracelet that's got folded end links and push pins on the sizing. As I said, the aftermarkets from Islander will fit, and I'm sure the aftermarkets from Strapcode will fit as well, or anybody else. It is a 4-position micro adjust clasp, just like you see on all the other watches. It's a folded clasp with a deployant. What's this thing? A safety fold over deployant. Water resistance is 200 meters, and it weighs 175 grams. Screw down crown. So you unscrew it, you can wind it, set the time, seconds hand stops, 1 click out. Let's get out of the danger zone in case we are, which I don't think we are. 1 click out, day, and date. Something that a lot of people have keyed in on is that the crowns on these are larger than the Kamasu. They are definitely wider, bigger, easier to grab. It's more like, guess what? A Mako or Ray crown. So in my eyes, these watches are really just kind of Mako Ray / Kamasu conglomerations. I think that's where they fit. So let's kind of come up a bit on the dials. This is the blue dial. 120 click unidirectional ratcheting bezel. Beautiful blue dial, not sunburst. It's very flat. A little yellow tip accent on the seconds hand. Light blue, and then into dark blue on the bezel. I guess the question that's going to come out is what aftermarket bezels will fit this. I'm really going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say that the Kamasu bezel very well should fit. If you've done it and it fits, say so in the comments, and I'll pin the comment. As many of you may know, to get the bezels off the Kamasu is a job and a half. I myself actually cut them off with a roto tool. Kind of just slice it on an angle here, and then you could pry it off. Because if you try to use a bezel removal tool, you'll wind up just mangling the case. It's It's like a hack job. A hack job at best. Pricing. So retail on these is $510, which is kind of crazy. I agree with that. Street price, $340. So not bad. That's what we're selling them for. And I'll just say honestly, you can find them cheaper at gray market websites if that's your deal. I'll just kind of throw in a quick thing here. Orient on my website used to be my #1 selling brand many years ago. It has now gone all the way down to nowhere near the top. Probably not even in the top 8 or 9 brands out of the 30. The gray market for Orient has exploded in recent years, and that just means that authorized dealers like me, we kind of can't sell any because, well, we're held to certain pricing and nobody wants to buy it. So anyway, but no boo-hoo-hoo for me. Don't worry about it. All good. Here's a second one. But remember, if you want the Orient warranty, you got to buy it from an authorized dealer, such as us. You can see me. I'm playing with the angle a bit to get the light better. That looks pretty accurate. It is not a red, not a maroon. Someone on Instagram said, "Hey, Mark, it looks like a rust." I agree with that. It does look like rust. It's like a reddish brown. Really cool bezel. Again, with the yellow tip accent on the second hand. Nice looking watch. The bracelet's not half bad either. It is actually negative end link. Is the Kamasu negative end link? Yeah, because most folded bracelets are negative end links. So, it looks nice. Side, back. Again, sapphire crystal, which is a really good upgrade for Orient in the Mako and Ray line. Obviously, Seiko's starting to do it more and more. I'm glad to see Orient is starting to do it. The bezel insert is still, I don't think these are aluminum. I actually believe these are plastic inserts because they're kind of molded and you got these notches here, which is what makes replacement inserts in ceramic for the Kamasu so difficult and the Ray and the Mako because then you have to mold in or machine in those notches in the ceramic, and that's a big no-go. We'll check out the lume in a minute. Look at the third one. This is like your gilt dial. It's a black dial with gold accents. Looks like our second hand is tipped in orange because I guess yellow would kind of contrast with the yellow gold. So those hands are yellow gold, as is the frame around the date. Got it. Looks nice. The bezel on this is two-tone? Yeah, it's like or is it one? I'm sorry. It is two-tone. It's tough for me to see sometimes. It is a light gray to a darker gray color. All these are going to be the same price on our website. That is $340. I know there's been rumblings and grumblings or something of a 40 millimeter Orient diver. I haven't seen those yet. Generally, it takes time for things to filter down to the USA. And then even when they filter down to the USA, it still takes me some time to grab them. But this is your black dial gilt option. Like I said, gold on the hands. Nice. Not bad, right? The 12369 is good looking. I do think they really need to, just like Seiko, you take a cue from a lot of other people. Just drop the day and date. Not everybody needs it, and your dial balance would be so much better. Or just give me a date at the bottom or something, and drop the day. I know people are, 50-50 on that stuff, but at least give a little bit of option to people, not make them date all over. And here is like the Ivory Dial. I guess it's kind of like an ivory. It looks beigeish ivory. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. It does have a sunbursting to it. The bezel's really cool. It goes from this yellowish into the green. And again, we have it's an orange tip second hand. It is an orange tipped second hand. Looking nice, looking nice. Again, I'm going to bring up the Kamasu just so you can kind of see. This is a beautiful color, isn't it? Kind of see the differences. As I mentioned, I believe the cases are more than likely the same. The crown is definitely different, though. We have a nice, a larger, easier to use crown. It does stick out past the crown guards, whereas this one pretty much does not. I didn't turn the bezel on any of them. I will turn. Here we go. 120 click unidirectional ratcheting bezel, and that's about centered. At the bottom there, we have your all popular, everybody loves it, water resist 200 meters or 20 bars of pressure, or automatic at the top. You love the logo. You hate the logo. It doesn't matter. Look, my logo and their logo. Which one do you hate more? Let's see the lume. They're all the same lume. They don't use Superluminova. I believe they use Nomoto. Nomoto is a brand name, but then they have different grades of lume in their stockpile. But it looks great. I mean, it's looking really nice. Let's see, so I have No, I don't. I'm not wearing anything kind of comparable, but easy to read, super duper. Your 12, 6, and 9, very visible, hour, minute hand, and the bezel pip at 12 is going to glow as well. And there you go, the blue one on my wrist. It fits me fine. The case, the lug to lug, everything on this watch is fine. Really a pretty watch. They did a nice job. You know, their naming, their branding is so inconsistent. They used to name their watches. Actually, the guy who coined the name Mako, little history lesson. The guy who coined the name Mako bought his Mako from me, and that's when Orient started naming their watches after. He thought it looked like a shark. And then, as I'm like getting dressed, like I'm doing my reverse Mr. Rogers here. And then Orient started naming them. Mako, Ray, Bambino, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, it depends who you ask. They went through a lot of, I don't know if they ever got into legal trouble or if it was just the Japanese being extremely cautious. They pretty much stopped naming almost every watch. Mako is a name I think that still lives on. But a lot of the other names disappeared. I don't think they still do Kamasu? I know they do the Kano still. But a lot of the other names just disappeared into the ether. And it kind of makes marketing extremely, extremely difficult because, you know, got to remove the names from the website, like Triton, Neptune, all that stuff disappeared. You got to remove the names from the website. People still look for it by name, blah, 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 blah. Too much to talk about. This has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com showing you the 4 new Orient Mako 3s. 4 times 3 is 12, but there's 12 nothing going here. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. If you have not done so, questions, comments, concerns, anything else, you can put it down below, and I'll be sure to address it as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.